through. I'll give it a shot.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Dwarf, dressed in red. Hiding Brilgor from fists. Took him to the tunnels with the rest. Oh, fool. Must protect innocence. Ilmater's will. Tunnels from the cellar. Refuge.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Something over there. That symbol on the collar. Gale, is this one yours?
It is! It's Tara! What's she doing all the way out here?
Very well.
Mr. Dakarios, heavens! Fancy seeing you here.
Tara! That can't be you, can it?
I suppose you won't be terribly shocked to find your old friend Tara amongst the pigeons. They've always been a personal favourite.
My, is that a ring? For us? Ugh, you shouldn't have. Enjoy yourself now, Tara. Looks like you've got yourself set up quite nicely here. She isn't my Tresim. She's my friend. And from the looks of things, it appears she's eating pigeons.
Oh, you. Hello, I suppose. I may or I may not. Depends what you have to offer in return. I have very high standards, mind.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
Still breathing, despite everything. Very well. Here goes nothing.
That might be worth a look.
Be patient, child. Soon. Redwood inbrats! Tell them!
Someone was arranging these corpses. What for?
Ready for battle. Time to die.
The dance macabre. I've missed this.
I have missed this. The adventure, the danger, the kicking of butts.
I'm ready. Let's turn someone inside out.
What to do?
That might be worth a look. A clown's dismembered torso, still in jolly rags.
So much blood. Must be where Father Lorgan was slaughtered. Something good here, I hope. Time to press ahead.
You are safe, my love. I'm here. I won't let anything happen.
That might be worth a look.
This petty.
I don't mind it. Honestly. Father, give me strength.
That shapeshifter's key unlocked the door. Interesting. Blood near the bed.
You notice some blood has pooled on the wooden floor. You notice the blood's source. A body hidden under the bed.
I know this key. It's identical identical to the one held by that corpse in the tunnels. These tunnels were full of shapeshifters. Father Lorgan's name is written here too.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Murdered by my son.
Charming. She mustn't have nursed him enough as a child. Or too much.
Baldur.
The corpse remains silent. It does not know.
His nose. Good boy.
Mate, it's your birthday. You deserve to cut loose.
Librarian thing without the whip. On all fours. Why does Once Crossing have so few lodgings? We need at least a double bed.
How about the flop house?
So don't worry.
We can bunk with
Everyone
10 other
is
people
correct.
and pray none of them have sticky fingers. We'd be better off sleeping in the gutter than that den of iniquity.
I have something to ask.
Another case closed, another bottle open. Huzzah to Valeria! Hang on a tick. I recognize that face. You were talking to Yanis after I left the temple. I'll bet she's put you up to something. Well, you won't get a sip for free. I insist you work for it. Propose a toast, and if it's worth drinking to, that is what we shall do. A tad cliche, but I've drunk to worse. To adventure, and all the dull investigation work it leaves in its wake. Now scram! I'm about to become terrible company.
Playing his acoustic version of High House of
Lovely. And nice.
I presume you've found something interesting to discuss, if you're interrupting me again? That's quite the discovery. Doesn't tell me everything, though. Why was Lorgan killed? Really? You as well? Devella's been harping on about Baal for months. Fancies herself something of an expert. I assumed it was just a bunch of conspiracy codswallop and fear-mongering. But she's been unusually insistent about this one, even for her. Fine. I'll bite. What's your theory? Well, if that's true, that sounds dreadful. And complicated. As if this cult of the Absolute wasn't enough to worry about. Constable Develler is going to be a real pain in the trunk about this. Since you seem to be on an obnoxiously similar wavelength, why don't you seek her out? She'll be at the Elf Song Tavern. Show her the list, and I'll stay and inform the Fist here. Oh, and you'll need this pass. It'll give you access to the lower city. Well? What are you waiting for? You've a bloody conspiracy to solve. Move!
Version of high house and eat more fish. It's good for you.
Breathe deep and move.
Duty is duty.
Yeah, but orders are orders.
Why, yes, Edvard.
Substantially.
Halt, Civvy. Turn back. This is an active crime.
Hold on, Thornhill. I'm tired of standing here. Develler's been up there for ages. Some diversion would be welcome.
Constable Devella said she wasn't to be...
Investigator Valeria outranks her. As you were, Civvy. Fair warning, though. She's in a foul mood.
Stellmane's parlor. A place to receive clients and informants. I wonder if it's as I remember it.
Bollocks! I told those idiots not to let anyone through. You. Name, rank, and reason for interrupting an active crime scene. For your sake, the last one better be bloody good. An adventurer? Fantastic. We don't have enough of those in Baldur's Gate. Unless you've got useful information, leave me to my work. Duke Stelmane's dead, and I've got to find who killed her. Good. That's it. Proof that I was right. I've been working on an assignment, see? A research project of sorts. I knew my conclusions were sound. But this... I never expected this. I'll tell you what I know. A century ago, there was a man. Saravok Anchev. He was a child of the god of murder, Baal. He ruled the Iron Throne, a dark tower hiding a darker secret. It was the front for a deadly arms-dealing network. There, Saravok amassed an army and sought to become a god. Under his stewardship, the Baal Temple was revived. And with it, the Baal cult itself. Fortunately, the temple was destroyed. And to cleanse the city of Saravok's memory, the Iron Throne was torn from its foundations and cast into the Chionthar. For most, that was the end of it. But cults like that don't disappear overnight. That list you spoke of confirms I'm right. The Baal cult is back. And someone is out there, continuing Saravok's work. God save us all if you're right. But I believe it. Whoever it is, they're intimately familiar with Saravok's work. The brutality of the killings is on a par with Saravok's own. But there's something more here. Something new. There's a reverence to these murders. A certain flair. It's as if they were done in worship. The precision of the cuts. The depth, the execution. The best butchers in Faerun couldn't make a cut like that. Trust me, I've asked them. I tried to explain all this to my superiors, but they wouldn't have any of it. They told me to drop it. Told me the city doesn't need another conspiracy theorist and to get back to doing my job before they find someone else to do it for me. But you're not bound by such constraints. Oh, help me out here. Help the city out. I bet if you follow the trail of these murders, you'll be able to unearth the truth of this resurgence. There are patriarchs on the murder target list. I'm oath-bound to secure them first, so I'll be heading to the upper city next. While I'm there, the other potential victims will be at risk. Could you warn them? You don't seem to understand. My job is to help the rich first. But fine, if you're not interested in helping. I guess I'll just have to try and convince my superiors to put some resources into this matter. Once I've secured the patriarchs, I'll head to Basilisk Gate. Meet me there if you have a change of heart.
Here's hoping those clanking watchers go the same way as Gorta.
Brain. It's here. Stay away from the gate.
That's all I'm saying.
Think I made the right decision.
Housing the great and the good of Baldur's Gate.
You yearn for a better class of company, Astarion?
Who'd want to spend time with anyone great or good?
I want to have a word.
My friend dared me to come here alone for a couple of mugs of ale. So here I am. Ha! Come on then, mate. Who would want me dead? Don't fret about it, mate.
Done yet? Not even having a chat.
Tash's death. Well, Mr. Needle, it's a real tragedy.
Why, hello there.
Oh, they do. Ah, Mrs. Highbury. I prefer to conduct tastings individually.
Call me cook.
Wine scent is almost sickly sweet, with an acrid note just on the periphery. Poison.
Let's have some courage. Be quick.
I thirst for combat.
Oh my word.
This is good.
Time to strike.
Go for the throat.
This is the easy part. I send you to Elda's embrace.
I've got a long road ahead. A passphrase, Sicarius, and a location. We should find this candle-hallow place.
Judging by all the obituaries.
Nocte concealment.
Corpse seems willing to speak, but not to its killer.
Don't touch me. How about this? Enough concealment.
Corpse seems willing to speak, but not to its killer.
Let's move. Swift as my feet can carry me.
And please don't call me sir.
I could pay half now and half tomorrow. 2/3 even.
Do I look like I was born in a
I am more comfortable on
Never
streets
much
like
time
this.
for lords myself.
A peek at the true face
From
behind
what
the
I
mask.
read, Gortash was a stand-up
Yet another thing we have in common. We're two peas in a pod.
I said a peek behind the city's mask, Astarion. Not a look up its skirts.
Jahira! What do you think of me?
Better not be cursed.
Door with the red script remains locked.
Present me well from gifts thine own, or I shall rend thy flesh from bone. A grasping hand, an offering vile. Enter now the Dread Lord's trial.
You gaze upon murder's progeny, child.
His most ill-trusted zealots.
His faithful departed.
Prodigal servants, each returns to do his bidding eternally.
This man is known to all Baldurians, and his presence sparks dread in the pit of your stomach. Before you is Saravok Arnchev, a Baalist who almost brought Baldur's Gate to ruin a century ago. Davella was right. Not just an imitator, but Saravok himself.
This is the court of the Dread Lord's Tribunal. I am its custodian. Here come those who seek to transcend, aspirants of his most profane order, the would-be unholy assassins of Baal. But these are not aspirants. You have brought traitors of Baal into our midst. Harper Worm, the abdicating hero. Your keen sense for this city has withered in your absence. And you, man of stone, as you stood a statue, a helpless ornament, your city warped, changed, became ripe for the plucking.
Saravok, Baal's least favorite son. Still tied to Daddy's apron strings, I see.
The history they share may be long gone, but the threat of violence between them is as fresh as newly spilled blood. Neither party will let the other walk out of here alive.
What purpose do you have in bringing these heretics to the court of Baal? Speak, or death will be your final word.
Do not parley with this madman.
Serevok once had his chance to taste of goodness, but he spat it back out. Now he may taste boot leather instead.
You speak of the past. I speak of the future. Well, aspirant, do the shades of yesterday speak for you too? There are two paths to the Temple of Baal. To carve your devotion into flesh, or to be the carcass that is carved upon.
You make promises that aren't yours to keep. Take care that their breaking does not break something more.
If Minsk is certain of one thing, it is that he very much plans on being a problem for Saravok.
I know these two well. I have traveled in their company. Whatever else may be said of them, they answer to no one but themselves. It seems there is some disagreement on who is master here.
only because I can no longer bear to look you in the eye.
I would prefer to stoop over Saravak's corpse.
I never thought I'd see this. The Harper and the Idiot Ranger brought to their knees before me. The violence pleases Baal. The domination pleases me. Your slaves may stand, the better to bear witness. You have earned the right to stand before Baal's tribunal. Approach, aspirant, and be judged. There is no better mirror in which to see the true nature of a killer than her victim. You took their hands from them. Now, I will clutch one of their souls from the abyss, that they may show Baal who you are. Let us begin. Spirit of the slaughtered, return to us. Show us the truth of this murderer's intent, and let us judge her for her bloody service.
His will be done.
You took this spirit's life, and thus its voice. So, speak for it. How was this pitiable creature slain?
Reverence.
Zeal.
Long may he reign!
Your offering pleases Lord Baal. Your words delight him. You slaughter well, aspirant. You are deemed worthy. Enter the Dreadlord's abattoir and submit to his will.
I know the look is meant to be very murder-heavy, but it's a bit much, even for me.
At your command.
Never a dull moment.
Watch your elders and learn.
Have a lot on my mind. All right, what now?
This city reeks. Perhaps Boo just needs to bathe.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
My hamster mislikes this, but I have assured him you have some purpose to this play acting. Yes? Of course I trust you, my friend. But remember, Minsk bent the knee as you asked. But all four of Boo's little legs remain upright and primed for Saravok's tender parts.
Play whatever part you must to get us closer to Orinstone. It is not for me to question. Only to remind you that it is a part.
What joy to have found the nadir of common decency. Let's conclude our business here quickly and never speak of it again.
Baal shall be begging me to join his ranks.
Saravok Chatskvinva. Or, as they say in the local parlance, Saravok can eat shit.
What delightful circumstances we find ourselves in.
And I thought I knew what hell was.
Another step forward. I need a quick word.
You stand now on the cusp of the Dreadlord's favor. One killing secures your rebirth as an unholy assassin of Baal. The slaughter of a celestial being. Make violence of its goodness. Spill its blood. And bathe in Baal's eternal rapture.
I know you! Do not listen to this ancient fuck! Free me at once!
Spare no violence for the Dreadlord's grace, and savor every moment of the creature's slaughter.
Someone will stop you, Baalist. When they do,
Behold, Father, baptized in your most wretched name, a new, unholy assassin.
His most unholy will be done.
The hamstered fool. Once more, stumbling across Baal's bloody path. I must admit, it brings me pleasure to baptize an unholy assassin in your presence, noble heroes.
Minsk does the doing, Boo the reasoning why. And he need not explain our noble cause to you, Smooth Skull.
You always were vulnerable to a grand narrative. Such weakness is common among heroes of your ilk. A word of advice, unholy assassin. Wrap your leash tighter about your slaves, lest their belligerence undoes you. It matters not. The Celestial is dead. The offering is made. The discards of history may yet find their true purpose in Baal's service. I bestow upon you the Amulet of Baal, the vestment of his most unholy servants. With this amulet, he grants you entry to his chambers, the Undercity Temple of Baal. The portfolio of murder passes into your hands. Do it justice. Enact slaughter befitting a god.
Unholy assassin. Does have a certain ring to it.
The Amulet of Baal. It's hardly a triumph of fashion, but it does have its uses.
Do you feel it, Boo? The path of virtue beneath my boots once more. Boo and I, we are in your debt, my friend.
You wish to consult me?
With that amulet, the Lord of Murder has claimed you. Let us see what you make of his gift.
It also promises to break us beyond repair. This ossified parasite does not make us more. There will be ice where once there was fire. There will be a void where our souls once resided. I know, and I won't.
We've done what we came to do. And we're all of us sullied for it. Let us make it worth it.
You have killed well, unholy assassin. I am here to further your slaughter. In life, I was a Barzigal, kin killer of the Five. In death, I serve our father still, until the world grows silent. I offer you instruments which will aid in enacting your foul whims. Go forth, unholy assassin. Desecrate in your stride. Hail, unholy assassin, sublime malfeasor. The Five, my order of father's spawn, were among the first to carve the philosophy that Saravok's death began. We led our worship by killing the weakest of our own line, writing kinslaying into the canon. We hunted down his insipid fledglings in droves, until we were all that was left. All but Saravok's own murderer, who murdered me in turn. I am no half-blooded Drake. Alive, I was a dragon of pure cerulean chrome. But oft the need arose to disguise myself thus.
Walk in blood, unholy assassin. It is Lord Baal's will.
Hail, unholy assassin. You have fulfilled a fraction of your bloodstock promise. You are learning it takes more than birth blood alone to become a consecrated killer. It takes belief. It was known to those who walked this path before you. Common killers, children of murder and would-be gods, and now it is known to you. What makes you any better? The vast swathes butchered in your wake? Tell me, do any of them feel as good as your first kill? But it wanes compared to the first. I have spent much time contemplating this. I am Amalesan, the Black-Hearted. I stood as Baal's High Priestess, his eternal succor, until I sought to usurp him. The Lord of Murder did not take kindly to betrayal. Ambition is our curse. We have no choice. Murder begets it. Always. Go, unholy assassin. Walk in blood. Enjoy Baal's favor. But never lose sight of that first perfect murder.
Here we go.
Stone seals this chamber against the world. The Baal amulet trembles in frightened awe. Will you return once you cross this threshold?
especially with their decor. Blood and bones.
Are the gods truly this petty?
Just out of view. What path lies before me?
The corpse regards you lifelessly. The corpse remains silent. It does not know.
Orin, my daughter. I tried to kill her, but she killed me first. I wanted to be false chosen. Saravok told me she must be my offering. I was close, my hand around her throat. I failed. Now she worshipped him, loved him. So did I. Helena Anchev, daughter of Saravok, mother of Orin.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Look at you, precious thing. You always stare so eagerly.
smell it. Gortash's corpse stain. His killer approaches. You knew the Murder Lord could not be denied his meat. I left the blood inside, the pelt unskinned. Oh, but I had such plans for this one. And the blade was made to slice. Yes, we did. We made a pact, sealed in Father's sight. You are the one Baal craves. Yours is the crimson that should clot my altar. All the Lordling's pretty plans bleeding out in the gutters. And soon, your crimson will join his. I will finish what my grandfather started. Saravok brought this city to its knees, but I will be the one to slit its throat. I am Baal's chosen. No! He didn't! He didn't! Filthy, pig-mouthed little liar! Grandfather loves me! He worships me! How dare you smear his name! It will not save you. No. Not him. Not him. I did all this for him! Everything! Everything.
No, Orin. You did this for me.
Baal. Father, they lied to me. They lied!
Hush, child. No more doubts. No more fears. No more Orin. Become murder.
There's blood in the air.
Ready.
this! The hammer's gonna fall.
Shall we dance? Tormented!
My victims await.
Weep if you wish. Minsk will not judge.
Unleash me. Striking distance.
Can't give up. Not now. Moving. I am fury. I am death. Taking position.
Shall we cut and run? Make it hurt.
A metallic tang fills the air as the Slayer's form is drained of life. Ashes to ashes, blood to blood, you have robbed another god of his chosen.
So, we have the final stone. I need to see it for myself. There it is. So innocent, but such potential. You have done very well indeed.
The Netherstones pulse with psionic energy, permeating you, pulling you in line with their rhythm. The thrum quickens, rising, cresting on a single feeling. A location.
A morphic pool beneath the city itself. So that's where the Chosen imprisoned the brain. To conceal it, one would imagine. And to maintain the illusion of their own control above ground. The same way one gets to the bowels of anything. The sewers. When we reach the pool, we will find the brain, and we will end this. In death, thraldom, or freedom. But a word of caution. Once we cross into the Elder Brain's domain, there will be no turning back. Finish your business here before you proceed.
The brain will be waiting for us.
I shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Keep your distance, darling. There. Simple.
What is this foul place?
Private word with me.
Oh, you came for me. Thank you. I feared Orin's accursed smile would be the very last sight I beheld. Every breath in this place reeks of corruption. I will return to camp. The air is cleaner there.
Hard to believe she is dead, after all that she did to me. I do not often doubt myself. But surviving Orin took courage and strength I was not sure I had. I could not have faced her without you. Like a dream half realized. Our fight is not done. While the brain is still free, and we are still infected, we will never be safe. But we can talk of this later. For now, let us be glad that we still draw breath, and that Orin does not.
Good riddance to the shape changer. Couldn't have happened to a worse wretch.
That's Orin dealt with. Good riddance. Now that we have her Netherstone, we're one big step closer to finishing this, once and for all.
Another ballspawn buried by our hand. Ball should learn better than to send his offspring against us. They might as well be babes, dropped bare bottom into the Rashomon winter.
Orin's dead, which means we have taken one step closer to slaughtering the fetid Elder Brain.
Orin was a monster, whatever her form. I suppose growing up somewhere like this would make a monster of anyone.
Hell's take that Baal freak. She would have bled the whole world just for the fun of it. We've got her Netherstone now. One step closer to getting the Netherbrain under control.
I would be lying if I told you I was certain we would walk out of that temple alive. We faced Baal there once before, and I was not ready to count on luck a second time. But luck had no part in it. Just you.
Well, you and a certain miniature giant space hamster. But mostly you, true.
That is both chosen beaten, and their stones wrested from their grasp. But where they fall, the Elder Brain rises. It is already worming its way free. We must find it before it slips its color, whether we are ready or not.
Have to keep going.
I expected a temple to murder would be more fun. A little joyous, even.
There's no greater pleasure than battle. You face your enemy and conquer them.
blade to blade, spell to spell. But to take a life unawares is no more to be celebrated than plunging a dagger into a trapped rat.
Oh, I don't know. I've killed plenty of rats. I celebrate it every time.
I received a dispatch from the Grove. Life carries on there in our absence, just as nature intended. My chosen successor, Francesca, has proven to be a wise choice. Perhaps the wisest I ever made as Archdruid. One grand victory may not be enough to absolve a host of small failures. That is where true leadership lies. Not in winning a single vast battle, but in fighting 1,000 smaller ones. Making 10,000 difficult decisions. Finding balance where none seems possible. Day after day. I was all too eager to surrender my responsibilities towards the Grove. Perhaps I was never meant to be Archdruid. To be a leader. Indeed, but I have roamed far and wide for years, whole lifetimes. I have seen much, done much, learned much. It would be a shame not to pass that on. Forgive me. The Shadow Curse occupied me so entirely, and for so long, I almost missed the purpose it gave me. Now I must find a new one. Just my pride. I can't believe I allowed myself to be knocked unconscious and spirited away like that. Impressive that she managed to move my bulk, come to think of it. I wonder how that was managed. But in either case, it seems I was insensible for much of my ordeal. Small mercies.
How can I help? I regret many things in my life. Choosing to be here, intact and unexploded, is not one of them. For now, to have a few more days in your company, no. I wouldn't change a thing.
Oakfather preserve you. Then you'll have me. Lead on.
Baal's chosen has been bled. May her torment be tenfold of that which she inflicted. That's the spirit.
A hero at heart.
Let's get going. These boots have seen everything.
My consort. We are so close to our triumph, I can almost taste it. You want to talk? That's very cute. Oh, I can refuse you nothing. Delicious. "7,000 souls have given me the power to carve out my own future. And I want you to be part of it."
Sol Invictus!
Maybe I need more pockets.
Pay attention when spoken to. What if I give you my brain?
Those mortals will infect temples. The Elder Brain triggered their transformation. But was it deliberate or accidental? cranium rats. They swarm when an elder brain is near. We must be close to its hiding place. Beware. A solitary rat may be trivial, but a swarm is dangerous.
Pristine darkness in every direction. Silence, but for the gentle, rhythmic slap of water on rock as your vessel cuts through. An overwhelming force pushes into your mind. The brain. It is here.
Can you smell it? The brine.
Preparing. Calculating. Evolving. Dominated. Controlled. Crowned.
Looks like an ambush.
Chase. Devour.
Let me strike. No mercy.
And I thought we were going to be friends.
Time to strike.
All right, Karlak, it's go time. Ready for this?
Let our enemies' corpses nourish the ground.
Can't afford to let up. Let's do this.
This is my time. Let my enemies fall. Gone with the weave. Nemesis.
The air is stale and putrid.
It's close. Have the stones ready.
Your blood slows. Your senses strung so tight they could snap in an instant.
You think you know why you are here. You think that by killing the Chosen and taking the Netherstones, you can destroy me. You are wrong.
It's messing with your mind. Don't listen to it. Use the stones.
By eliminating Ketheric, Orin, and Gortash, you have simply unbound me. Exactly as I intended. The crown is now mine to command. Mine alone.
Don't listen to it. Focus on the crown.
The crown is not my weakness. It is what made me what I am. I needed the crown to build an army. I needed the Chosen to bring it to me. They would not have surrendered it freely, so I gave them what they wanted. Power. Just enough that they would play their part in my design. Their part has ended. The next orders will be mine.
I won't allow it. Again, dominate it.
You had your role to play, too. Who do you think told the Chosen about the Astral Prison? Who do you think planted the knowledge of Orpheus's power and the fear of what it could do? When the Chosen sent my thralls to retrieve the prism, who do you think let the Emperor slip its leash, knowing it would be the one to bring you to me?
Were you a part of its plan?
I only needed one Netherstone loosened from the Chosen's grasp to guarantee my freedom. You brought all three back to me. In doing so, you have liberated me. This was your role, and it is complete. Now you will witness the grand design.
bailed you out just in time. The situation is worse than I thought. This is an Elder Brain, no longer. The magic of the crown has caused it to evolve. It has become something more. A nether brain. I thought so too, but that was when I believed it was still an Elder Brain. It has been anticipating our every move from the start. I underestimated it. We will need to rethink our plan.
All of that? And the stones didn't even work? I swear, this is never ending. Then we'd better make it count. You've never tasted so sweet, darling. Oh, as well as can be expected when facing down the end of the world. Please, darling. You have the vampire ascendant on your side. How could we lose?
The Illithid lied about his nether pebbles. Only say the word, and Minsk will feed them to him. I think you are thinking too much, my friend. That is why your brain worm grows fat, while mine own withers from starvation. You are a barbarian, are you not? The brain will wilt before our rage, and stain itself in its own fluids. But if Minsk's words are not enough, then listen to those of one far wiser than he. There, my friend. You ask if Minsk thinks this battle can be won? Minsk and Boo have no need of thinking. Minsk and Boo know.
Seems the brain's more reluctant to let go of the crown than we anticipated. Separating the crown from that monstrosity will be harder than we imagined. It might be time to reconsider our strategy.
I had hoped the stones would have ensured our victory by now, but it was not to be. Let us press on. This is not over while we still draw breath. With the end upon us? So long as I'm surviving, and I have you by my side, I am faring as well as anyone can be. I know we can. Think of all that we've already survived. Our foes should quake to see us approach them.
Come. We are not beaten yet. This is not my first time fighting for the fate of this damned city. I thought I'd die in any one of the last 3 apocalypses. I have been wrong every time. Long may it continue.
There I was thinking we were finally about to put an end to all of this. Too good to be true, I suppose. Honestly, I think self-reflection may be the enemy just now. I can't afford to lose my nerve. Safer to just not think and keep forging ahead. I do. Think of all we've been through just to get to this moment. That wasn't luck, that was us. Let's just stay shoulder to shoulder and see this through.
We were so close. We almost had it. But those odds were impossible. Fuck yes, soldier. I'm burning hard and fast and ready to fight a big old brain.
The Netherbrain believes it will rise victorious, but it could never predict the extent of our might and the heat of our fury. But first, we must attend to the captive prince. Let there be no doubt. We will take the hammer, and we will free Orpheus. The Prince of the Comet will soar, and the age of Vlaakith will be ended. He will suffer no longer. The true heir Orpheus will destroy the Lich Queen and show my people true ascension.
I have assessed our encounter with the Netherbrain from every angle. I know why we failed. The problem was not the stones. The problem was you. You can make only one move at a time, but the Netherbrain calculates every possible move at once. It knows what you will do. It knows everything you could possibly do. You cannot outmaneuver it. To defeat it, you would have to think like an Elithid. Better yet, be one. Your mind is not capable of this. Mine is. You will give the stones to me. I will assimilate Orpheus, and then I will be able to leave this prison to face the brain.
Assimilate him. Skva! No! Now is the time to liberate him! Do not stand against me.
I will consume his thoughts, his knowledge, his brain.
So you would kill him? He is Gith's heir. You'd be the Githyanki people's betrayer. You'd be my betrayer.
I realize he is of some significance to you, but he is of even more value to our cause. You still don't trust me. After all we've been through, remember, I have been your salvation from the very beginning. Your knight in shining armor. I freed you from the Nautiloid, prevented you from crashing to your death. I have protected you ever since, at no small cost to myself. I came to you as a leader, but I did not shy away from showing you vulnerability. I needed you as much as you needed me. I was not above recognizing this. When you discovered my true identity, I did not flinch from the truth. I never lied to you, not once. I am just like you. We have the same enemy, the same story. I encouraged you to fulfill your potential, all while protecting you from harm. Now I ask you for the last time to trust me. Release the Netherstones to me. This is a risk we cannot take. Your hubris drives you even now. You failed before. I cannot trust that you will not fail again. You must trust me. Hand me the stones. It is true that I withheld reality. I showed Orpheus and his guards as evil beings. And I appeared to you in the form of someone you would trust. Someone who wasn't a mind flayer. But I am a mind flayer. Illusion is my language, just as words and actions are yours. Do not judge me for being true to myself. I have never judged you. I told you we had one solution. You rejected it. I told you I sought only one thing. Freedom. You have denied me this. You have exhausted our alliance, and in so doing, you have ruined us all. I did everything I could to avoid this, but it seems you have whittled my options down to a single one. In order to survive, I must now join the Netherbrain.
We can free Orpheus.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled.
The gate is gone. Our mission is set. Smash the crystals with the hammer and free the Prince of the Comet. Gith's beloved son will lead us to a sure victory against the Netherbrain.
Honestly, I was expecting an all-powerful brain to have a lair that was a little, flashier. Not immaculately designed or anything, just to have a sense of drama to it.
We were so close. We almost had it. I'd love to, thanks. The hammer's gonna fall.
Looking ahead.
As the Githyanki prince takes his blade, a silent cry pierces your head. It's unlike any sensation you've ever felt.
You reek of Illithid. You destroyed a Githyanki creche, and you slaughtered my honor guard. Nonetheless, it seems we must be allies.
Your Majesty, the Prince of the Comet, Gith's true heir. It is an honor.
Do not patronize me. You rejected the Illithid when it no longer suited your needs. No doubt you freed me because it suits you now. I will neither forgive nor forget your abuse of my powers. That is true. And it would have been the honorable outcome for one destined to become Geik. You had the opportunity to surrender yourself to my honor guard. They would have given you a noble end. They would have freed me, and I would have stopped the Elder Brain before it evolved into a Nether Brain. All that suffering, avoidable, were it not for the choices you made. We will destroy the Netherbrain together, and put a stop to this nascent empire before it expands into the stars. The Geik was correct about one thing. The Netherbrain's power is beyond us. The hardest metal in the world would not cut through its mind, for it is made of thought itself. At this point, it will take an Illithid to unleash the full potential of the Netherstones. Just as I was free, I will do it. I will become Illithid. I will sacrifice my soul for my people. I will end the grand design.
My prince, you cannot. This is not your burden to bear.
The Netherbrain will be only too pleased to claim me.
My prince, no!
Even in my darkest hours, I knew it was my destiny to save my people. I could never have imagined this would be the way. Givkar Tavkeem crashed. All to wield these. Let us seek out the Netherbrain and finish this. Once the grand design is ended, kill me. It is the very least you can do.
Need to find a way.
Come. It's time for us to meet our fates and end this Illithid nightmare.
I can't talk when we have a city to save, darling. At least the bits of it that are worth saving.
We have a city to save. I think it's about time we got started.
Back to the city. Who thinks it is time for a second bite of this brain?
I will not forget what you did here today, nor will the Githyanki people. We have unchained the true bear. First, he will lead us to victory against the Netherbrain. Then, he will loose the Githyanki from Vlaakith's undead talons.
Nothing remains for us here. Let us leave and seek out the final reckoning.
You know this might be the easy part. No planning, no doubt. Just the impossible task ahead. So try to have a little fun, yes?
Ready when you are.
I think we're done here. I'll certainly be glad to see the back of it anyway.
The way is open. Let us go to war.
Gather your wits
Tend to your weapons. It's time to leave this damnable prison behind, once and for all.
Through.
We can use stealth or force, just as long as we move quickly.
It's dark. Chris! You held the future of a people in your hands. How dare you take our prince from us? How dare you parade around this abomination?
Silence your blasphemous tongue, Voss.
Voss! Give Kartav Kim crush!
What?
Stand down. The true heir has spoken.
No. It can't be.
Enough. Stand down, both of you.
The grand design must be ended. A sacrifice had to be made.
The duty fell to me. I am not long for this world, or any other.
What of Vlaakith? What of our liberty?
You underestimate your own people. Their imaginations have kept the name Orpheus alive for millennia. Bring them my message. Tell them my fate. Some will doubt. Some will mock. But some will listen. And the spark will be lit. This champion holds the key to the Grand Design's end. Answer to her as you would to me.
Your Majesty.
I have spoken.
As you wish. I stand at the ready.
Your friendship, your constancy. When I fell to despair, they elated me. Thank you, my friend. Shavazai.
Shavazai.
Now, to the Netherbrain. Let it be the first victim in the war for the skies.
Lost much already, and we will lose more before the day is out. But even when the last soul falls, Baldur's Gate will stand. For Baldur's Gate is more than just a city. It is more than a place of opportunity for those of mercantile spirit. More than a place of refuge for those who are lost. More than a home for friends, loved ones, and adventuring souls. Baldur's Gate is a place where anyone can find what they need, if they're just willing to fight for it. Today, Baldur's Gate needs us. Today, we fight for... You're late, friend. This is the one you spoke of.
That is indeed the one who purged my home of a terrible evil. My father, Ketheric. There's no one I'd trust more to protect this city.
The Fist examines your illithid ally with suspicion. He was not expecting the savior of Baldur's Gate to be accompanied by a mind flayer.
Appearances may change, but they do not mask the one within. This one, I know. Observe with whom it traveleth. Friends. This mind flayer will fight with thee. It will save thy city and thy lives.
The Fist eyes your illithid ally with suspicion, softening to curiosity. His hostility melting at the recognition that there's more behind those eyes than malice.
My steel is yours, and I'm not alone.
The Moon Maiden's silver light is a shield in dark times. Today, it is mine to wield.
And I hold her sword.
All the strength of the lands we healed flows through me, and from me to you. And whatever company you keep.
Nature's servant awaits.
Glad to have you with us, and not a moment too soon.
The air is thick with anticipation. All eyes are on you. They're expecting a speech, something to stir their hearts and put fire in their bellies for the fight ahead.
To our freedom! We'll prepare ourselves. We'll be ready when you call upon us. Balduran's grace be with you.
Bodies, bloods, this is the dream. Knew I was smarts to sneaks in. The Skelly boy said I could stay if I sold your stuff. So hurry, don't go, Don.
Dragons! Overhead! Stay low!
It's inside.
Fall back! Fall back! Matthew! Leave him be! We have to keep running!
Mind Flayer! Mind Flayer!
It's over.
He's frightened of your illithid ally, but the very fact it hasn't killed him on sight gives him reason to pause. Can the rumors be true? Is this really the Mind Flayer who could save the city? You see his mind racing through its options, finding only one. Against all his better judgment, it's you and your Mind Flayer.
Remarkable. Never in all my life did I think to fight alongside a Mind Flayer. Oh,
We go back in there, we die. We flee, we last half a day at best. Shit! If this is it, then gods damn it, let's make it count. City Watch, with me! We'll follow you to our last breaths.
You still have time to surrender.
Never a dull moment. Fresh orders?
Hungry for the slaughter.
Smell blood. Count on me.
Butt kicking, for goodness! Charge! But charge quietly.
War is an old woman's game. Oakfather, ease my way.
Nature shall be defended, at any cost. I cannot falter.
Forever dauntless. No time to waste.
On I go. Time to strike. My path be true.
Allow me to demonstrate. Step by step.
Wetter than a 10-tongued tarpon. Annihilation in her name.
Let's spill some blood.
Invisibility.
Step quick.
Invenium Field.
No choice but to keep going. I got this.
Moving.
Can we fight now? Who is not used to this taking of turns? My hamster has dined on god flesh. You are but a tiny crumb!
Orders.
Stalking.
On the victor's path. No time to waste.
Need to act fast. Have to keep going.
I will ascend. On the move.
No gloom, all doom. It shall be done.
Blood comes easy these days.
fighter, but a fool's a fool.
Can you feel death's cold grip? Don't linger. Hell's teeth! Is that a brainstone? Get a little higher, and we could probably climb it.
These boots have seen everything.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Someone hold Boo. He does not enjoy the bumpings to come.
What must be done? Bring me into battle.
Fuck yes. Heading out.
2 steps at a time.
Got to press on.
Battle favors the fearless. Battle of wits. Pawn to cleric 4.
Sacrifice in her name.
We'd make better strangers.
The dragons will burn them to ash.
Become absent.
your command. I seek an advantage.
Forever, pal. Close ranks.
Not kicking for goodness! Who is not? So die in silence, evil!
No better moment. On the hunt.
No time to spare.
Forever dauntless. Making my move.
Got to press on.
I will ascend. On the move.
What fools these mortals be. Good move.
Can't you feel it? We're almost there. Once we ascend, the Netherbrain stem will be in touching distance of the crown. But reclaiming the powers of Karsus himself. I'm ready. Are you? Then I think it's about time we ascended. Don't you?
There it is. The crown of Karsus. The site of power. The site of domination.
The Netherstones might prove more effective if we use them now.
I know you. I know everything about you. Your thoughts, your feelings, your weaknesses. And so do they.
The crown, up ahead. Time to cast the spell again and break its will.
On your command. Unleash me.
To glory, or glorious death! I shall not yield. I must reach them.
Enough circling.
You point, I punch. Whose battle cry is too high for your hearing? But you should tremble all the same.
Aye, aye.
The dice roll in my favor. Indeed.
Let's end this. Swift and lethal. No time to waste.
Battle phase fierce.
Surrender. You have already failed.
just yet. This is gonna feel good. Tactical.
Creator, destroyer, with ease.
No time to waste.
Let none stand in our way. On the move.
Finding my way.
The brain is weakened. This is our chance.
Even bound, its will is stronger than anything you've ever felt. The chains shake, threatening to break at any moment.
It's vulnerable, but not defeated. Use the portal. We will bring it down together. Its will is weakening. The brain is almost defeated.
You will not enter.
the upper hand. Time to end this! Time to meet your maker. Muscure!
The lance board is set.
This is our chance. Farewell to the Nether Brain.
Magnificent. There you are, you wretched thing. Time to die.
Impossible. Pain. Fear. Terror. Reconsider. Assess. Implore. Surrender.
There. At last. It is subdued.
Spare me. Join me. Wield me. Become absolute.
And thus, I honor my mother's legacy. The grand design, once again, ended by my line.
The brain is on the cusp of its final thought, and it's taking all of Orpheus's strength to keep it there. An opportunity, perhaps.
I must obey. I must end.
Hopes, nightmares, and the screams of legions upon legions of unborn Illithids. The pain rips through you, obliterating all thought, all feeling. Your tadpole burns in your brain. Silence. For the first time in a long time, your thoughts are entirely your own. And then, gravity. Everything you did, everything you sacrificed, it was worth it. For this.
The loss of a mind is a terrible thing, but this time, I think I'll make an exception.
My powers, they're draining. Just like Mizora said they would. A small price to pay in the grand scheme of things.
We're free of that stupid parasite! And I'm free to enjoy all the power Cazador left me.
And the worm squirms no more. Boo need not worry that his seat on my skull will grow suddenly stickier with Mind Flayer juice. Forgive Minsk. It has been said that his mouth sometimes frolics in fields far ahead of his mind.
Even when my time in the prism stretched out like eternity, when escape seemed impossible, I never lost hope. I knew that my destiny was to liberate my people, to return to them triumphant. I was wrong. It seems I can only fulfill one part of my destiny. My people will be liberated, but I cannot return to them. Not like this. You helped me destroy that abomination. Now help me destroy myself. You must kill me. But first, Lae'zel, I need your promise. Carry my hope. Carry my burden. Call my dragons, Kulos and Kuthos, and ride to the Astral Sea. Destroy Vlaakith. Release our people. Be our future and our legacy.
It will be done. I will never be free while my people are still bound by Vlaakith's chains.
Enough talk. Give me my freedom. Freedom from this form. Githka Tavkim crashed.
Kulos! I can never forget you. Your name will be etched in our slates. You will be called Mlagir, Liberator. To the skies!
A reprieve from the Githyanki invasion. For this day at least.
With the Githyanki gone, there's nothing left but the silence of the city. Smoldering, waiting to be rebuilt. But it seems that Gale's mind is elsewhere.
The crown. It's somewhere in the Chiontha. If I salvage the stones, I can reforge it. With the crown in my hands, I would be unstoppable. The casts I weave would be mine to command. I would be more than the greatest wizard who ever lived. I would be a god. It's I who should be saying such things. Do not think I leave you without a heart as heavy as your own. But I owe it to myself to follow where destiny leads. I'll never forget you. That I promise. And if you ever felt differently, there'll be a place waiting for you in the heavens.
Once Gale tasted of godhood, he was always bound to fill himself full. May he be wiser than he is cocksure, for his own sake. After all, Mistra's not about to welcome him to the Pantheon with open arms. For now, though, let us leave Gale to his future and turn to our own. So, what now? I don't know about you, but I could use a flagon or 3 of ale.
There is much to do. But a drink might be nice. A seat would be better.
So many have fallen on both sides of this conflict. Once I would have died proudly in defense of the Netherbrain, thinking it a god. It is a sobering thought, and I intend to chase it away with whatever filth passes for wine in these parts.
We did it, soldier. The city's going to be all right. And so are you. Engine's finally cooked. Held on just long enough. So, how'd I do? So are you. My friend. My companion. I adore you. Careful! Hot! I never gave up. I did my best. I did my best. It's the one thing I can't beat, isn't it? I wanted to live in my city with my friends. But life is for the living. And I saw... Goodbye, son. Goodbye, sea. Goodbye. I'm ready. I stand back. I'm going to...
It's over. You who were destined to become a thrall. Thanks to you, there will be no Illithid. You have earned your place amongst the legends of the sword. You are the savior.
It feels so good. Freedom. True freedom. Finally. I can feel my strength growing. Every day that passes, I gain new abilities. You know, now that our enemies have fallen, I might be the most powerful person in the world. And as you're my consort, that makes us the most powerful people in the world. And neither would I. Together, we can do anything. The world is ours for the taking. So, what would you like? Oh, darling, I love the way you think. We will need to be careful, of course. There are still powerful forces in the city. We can start slowly, quietly charming and manipulating key figures, building up our network of puppets. Before long, we'll have our hands on every string in the city, and they will dance however we tell them to. We have a beautiful, bloody future to look forward to, my love. I can't be sure what it holds for us, but I know one thing. This is going to be fun!
6 months from the fall of the Netherbrain, you and Astarion were hosting a grand masquerade in the refurbished ballroom of Cazador's palace. A young elf wearing an ivory mask in the guise of a skinless skull handed you a note as he passed you in the crowd. An invitation written in a frail hand, inviting you to a gathering of the friends and allies who stood with you against the Absolute. Astarion pouted when you read the invitation to him. He'd gladly accompany you, but he would have been happy to host the party himself. As it is, you'll gather in a familiar place, and one altogether more suitable for your reunion.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. know one another once more.
I cannot remember the last time I heard the Ballad of the Endless Spring performed. Now there, you made it! Now the revelry can truly begin.
Thank Mother Gith. The psionic projection is holding. It's good to meet again.
I'm flattered by the attention, darling. But don't you want to check in with some of our erstwhile companions? I'm sure they've missed you.
So, here we are. A gathering of allies at a cold campsite with no servants to attend us and few luxuries to enjoy. We could have been conquerors. We could have ruled these realms as gods. Do you ever regret that we did not take control of the Netherbrain? You may be right, but I cannot help but wish we had tried. That is in the past, though. Regrets are of little value, unless they are fuel for future victories. Few mortals have stood against gods and monsters as we have, and lived to tell the tale. We can write our own stories now, and leave our mark on these realms. I feared that returning to the Underdark as an apostate of Lolth would be an act of madness. Perhaps it was. If so, it is a madness that fits me well. Rebels swarm to my cause, and even if it takes centuries, I will reclaim my house in Menzoberranzan. And make the Spider Queen bleed. I expect there have been other reunions to which I was not.
Such a pity. And how have our dear friends been without us to guide and protect them? Yes, well, that's to be expected. They never were anything without us. I'm amazed they've even survived this long, honestly. Still, it is good to see them. And good for them to see us, side by side, flourishing. Of course, my darling. Look at us. We share a palace, share power, live lives eternal in each other's arms. What more could anyone want? No, I can see more than enough from here. But you should go. Mingle, chat, love. Have fun, my love. And if our friends drop any interesting secrets, bring them right back to me. Until then, I'll be here. But don't fret. I will be watching. I am always watching.
First in my heart.
Kill for a glass of lava wine.
There you are, my mortal friend. Goodness. Was Faerun always so dull? Still, at least the company was worth the trip, if not the view. Not to be overly pedantic, but they are my powers now. I imagine you're wondering how all this came to be. The finer points of divine ascension are beyond mortal comprehension, I'm afraid, but I can provide a rudimentary sequence of events. First, I retrieved the crown of Karsus and reforged it using a series of precise and highly complex Netherese incantations. Then, I used it. As you know, the orb within me was the half-formed Karsite Weaver, magic left incomplete by Karsus' self-destruction. I finished it. Using the crown of Karsus, I turned it into a new form of magic, fused with my being, driven by my purpose. And then I put it to work. As expected, Mystra was unwilling to hand over the reins of the weave, so I've claimed dominion over another area which I've passing familiarity. Ambition. Ha ha! Mortals and their jokes. I did think to bless the heavens with my own inimitable wit, but, alas, most gods are rather devoid of humor. Great as the heights I've reached thus far may be, I've not forgotten my humble origins. In fact, they're central to my doctrine. Those drawn to the Galarian Creed don't merely seek my guidance as the impressive, all-powerful being I've become. Ambition is about beginnings. It's not just about the heights, but the lows that preceded them. I was nothing. A drifting dust mote of a wizard, abandoned by my goddess, my powers lost, my reputation destroyed. And look at me now. I'm their proof. Proof their hopes are not barren wastes, but the loamy soil in which their future achievements will flourish. Proof that with ambition, anything is possible. Ao would prefer to let the cosmic dust settle from my unexpected ascension before considering my right to grant my followers such power. I'm sure it'll come around in a millennium or so, and by then my creed will be something to reckon with. There are already several shrines in my honor scattered across the outer reaches of Thay, and rumors of a very prominent temple under construction in Arm. This is only the beginning. Don't worry. With the ambition you hold, you'll never be too far from my sights. Pursue your dreams, and keep me in your prayers, and who knows? They might just get answered. Still, it's quite something, isn't it? To be in the presence of the divine. Fear not. That tingling sensation is merely your body's way of alerting you to my presence. It's perfectly harmless, in small doses.
I fear I am becoming accustomed to the taste of sun.
Well now. You can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to. Ah, how nice to be understood again. I have spent the past months bickering with builders and bankers. all to restore the city exactly as it was. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers, same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon, same cisterns overflowing, huh? The upper city has been almost entirely rebuilt. That's where the gold is. Even the builder's scaffolds are cleared from the streets. No dust left to sneeze at. Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. But nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two, if they don't expel her. Again. There is still much to do. People to house. A Harper network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city, but so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you. Ah, sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs. I must inspect the refreshments. You never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
You see, Boo? I told you our friend was near. Boo! We are not dreaming. It is our old friend. Oh, and it is good to be seen. Oh, after so many days down in the dark, Minsk began to wonder if he was some blind bug who had only dreamed himself to be large and bulksome. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell. Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover. What else but the stuff of songs, my friend? The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo, though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no? She told Minsk and Boo to behave themselves, which is why we shall be back in our cell by dawn. But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore this sticky tyrant from the sky? Aha, the lovebirds still nest together then? Minsk is glad. For what is life without a companion? Though I am thinking yours does not sit on your shoulders, eh? Ah, You all right, Boo? That is, none of Minsk's business. Though I am thinking yours does not sit on your shoulders, eh?
A beautiful night. I wish it could last forever. The material plane. Always forgotten what it's like. Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice. You have no idea who I am, do you? I thought Withers might have set the stage a little. I owe him a favor, one he is eternally invoking. I thought honoring the worthy was a fair price to pay for Withers to pull me out of the fugue plane. Alas, one purgatory to another. Languishing in obscurity. Cyric knew what he was doing when he punished me for that song, the prick. Before I was banished to the fugue plane, I had song prayers coming out the proverbial ears. Guess how many I get now? None. I'm washed up, I'm afraid. Suppose I'll get back to it then.
For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. I never imagined we'd be standing toe-to-toe on this day, in this place. Nothing but allies, I always told myself. A necessary partnership. But in spite of every strained word, every barbed glance, seeing you brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head. We've spilled blood, gained a foothold in the astral, but still we need allies. And one beyond reckoning has made itself known. Zerith Minyaragith. Not a what, but a who. The immortal god king of the Githzerai. An exiled people. Once kin with mine, until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into 2. Algish sent word of the rebellion to Minyaragith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance. My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm. And to you, always. Now go, mingle a bit. That's the word, right? Mingle. But don't think you've seen the last of me. I'll be back. Sure as the comet will rise. Sure as Kalir will forever circle the sun.
Imperial Plain. I'd almost forgotten what it's like.
We have an eternity for chit-chat, my love. The others only get you for tonight. I can't keep you all to myself.